Heard you got too lit last night.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon. Welcome to Lifestyles Defined, and on this channel, we talk about technology all day, every day. Today's topic is the Microsoft Build 2018 conference, and I got a lot of questions about this. A lot of you were in the inbox like, hey, did you check it out? What did you think? So here we are. We're going to talk about Build. This is a very interesting feeling for me. This is the first time I find myself disconnected from Microsoft for so many reasons. I mean, this presentation or this build, I guess the main keynote was about 3 hours long, and it was just so boring. I got through about half of it, and then I said, okay, I'm done with this, and I went straight for the Cliff Notes. And a lot of it is still dope stuff. At the core, the essence of why I love Microsoft, a lot of it's still there. I like how Microsoft has got just raw talent and just an almost bottomless wallet, and they just go out there and they move industries. And I like that, and they do it for all the right reasons, and they always seem to have a good heart and good intention in these things. And as any Microsoft lover or fan would know, things often get convoluted, and sometimes a lot doesn't work out. This isn't what I saw at this 2018 build. In fact, what I saw was almost a Microsoft I didn't recognize. There was a lot of unfamiliarity. The shit was strange. I read somewhere that there was only like under 100 times Windows was mentioned versus like every other word at previous builds being Windows. So we're seeing that definitive shift in Microsoft that we've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 years, really since Satya took the helm. And now this is it. This is the switch. That's definitely what it's about. And I have a hard time disagreeing with a lot of what I saw. It just wasn't that interesting to me, and that in itself is interesting. So the things there's only about 3 or 4 things that I came away with, mainly about 3 that I came away with from this year's build that was sort of exciting to me. And I'm talking about as a gadget guy, I'm talking about as a PC guy. A lot of that stuff was also for developers, and I feel like developers just aren't getting it, or they just don't care. And it sort of makes sense if you close the door, you leave the house, close the door, and look from the outside in. They are sure they're endless amount of users on the Microsoft PC platform, but more and more it's becoming less relevant. And even though Microsoft creates these beautiful tools for developers, that's not where the people are. That's not where the user is. In fact, Microsoft themselves is starting to pivot. And like I said, it's so strange. But yeah, one of the things that I really liked was the timeline feature. Timeline in itself is kind of dope, especially on the PC. It's sort of like this chronological order of anything you were doing, websites, documents, settings, all that stuff is kind of there. But what I thought was dope about the concept of timelines, leaving the Windows PC platform, they're actually bringing it to Android and iOS. And I think that's super cool, and that's one of Microsoft's concepts, is to stop the bleeding, right? To capture the user on the way out. And this is one of those ways where they can bridge that gap. Of course everyone has a PC, but do you really care what happens on your PC? And I think a feature like Timeline can do a good job at getting people off their phones when they're home and using the PC a lot more. Be that as it may, form factors and convenience and all that stuff has a factor here, but I quite like Timeline. The only thing I didn't like really about Timeline was on the Android side, I think I read that they're forcing you to use the launcher, the Microsoft launcher, which by the way is pretty good. I just prefer to use Nova Launcher. If I had a say in this, I would prefer Timeline to sort of just be an app, sort of like Cortana, or even like in Nova, I've got a swipe gesture, and when I swipe up on my desktop, it kind of launches the Google Now. I would replace my Google Now with the Timeline feature. But if the only way I can get the Timeline is through the Android launcher, the Microsoft Android launcher, I think that's already a bad decision. The second thing I thought was pretty dope was the Your Phone app. And again, this is another tool for Microsoft to use to stop the hemorrhaging. And what this does, it's kind of like a companion app. And it links your phone to the PC. So messages, documents, photos, you can transfer wirelessly or however back and forth between your phone. I think that's super cool. Of course, for the iOS folks out there, the big question is, will it support iOS? And the answer is hell no. Apple is not going to get that. They're not going to let that fly. So for someone like me who uses mainly Android for my personal phone, I think this is going to be super cool. There's a bunch of other Android. Oh man, is it AirDrop? There's a few of these services out there that you install like this client on your desktop, and through your connection it's always synced to the phone. They're pretty cool, but I just stopped using them for some reason. So if I can get something that's sort of built into Windows, I'd prefer that, and that'd be pretty cool. The third thing that sort of caught my eye was what they were doing with the AI and the drones, and how they're really pushing artificial intelligence and machine learning into all these different applications. I think that's super dope, and Microsoft is just one of the many big players in this industry, and now is a very exciting time to see how data and AI and machine learning is really just gonna improve our quality of life or kill us all. But I mean, other than that, I don't want to take away anything that happened at the keynote, and I know a lot of the hardcore Microsoft fans are in the comments right now. You forgot about this, you forgot about it. Honestly, I don't care. It really wasn't that interesting to me. You know, I'm still reading comments all over the place about Microsoft not saying anything about Windows Phone, and I think capturing that attitude is exactly what's wrong in that corner of the world. Like, get over it. It's done. That was yesteryear, right? Even Microsoft got over it. You know, they're sort of pivoted and working in a world where, what if there was no Windows? How do we add value to a consumer? And I think that's dope, and I think it's the right direction to go, and I also think it's boring. I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. I know we got a huge Microsoft fanboy collective here, so voice your opinion, good folks. But before I let you go, I want to share some exciting news. If you head on over to the website off to the right, you're gonna see a link to access our merchandise store. So we sort of thought to ourselves, how can we create a way for you guys to support the channel without just blatantly asking for your money or running these crazy campaigns and GoFundMe, all that craziness. And it was about adding value. So we got a bunch of designs made, and they're up there on the store, and for every design you get, we get a piece of that. So I would love for you guys to head over there. If you want to show the support, check out the designs. Let us know how you like the designs in the comments. Come back and say what you like, what you didn't like. Was it too much for you? Was it not enough? Let us know. If you liked the video, like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. My name is Ramon, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Well, I guess, and the reason we started Lifestyles Defined is because if we weren't on camera arguing about these things, the technologies, the phones, the iPhones, the Androids, the cameras, the games, we'd be on the phone arguing about it. We'd be in each other's houses arguing about it. So why not just put it in front of a camera for everyone to enjoy it the way we do? That's what Lifestyles Defined is all about. We just love this shit.
From the deep forest into the sun.